So, welcome, Grant, to the inaugural, video in the Gobsmacked podcast recording studio that's on the road. And I got you involved, Grant, because you are still and have been since the very first week we launched your podcast, my number one best ever listens podcast. You are out in front and have remained so. And there are now 48 as we go. So I wanted you to be the first to sit in here in pretty high temperatures in a darkened room.
Sacrifices are made. No, it's amazing.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is just bear with it. It's not the best way to do it, but I want you to see a little bit of what we've got going on here, because up there is the roof. There you can see the Gobsmacked all the way there, and then you've just got.
And even the seats are red. Look.
And then and then round to go, round we go, and round we go. So Grant, just a dead quickie. How's it been for you, being a guest on the Gobsmacked?
No, people still talk about that podcaster today.
Which bits was it particularly?
Story. The book, very interesting as well. A few of my friends that have listened to it have bought that book since, because if I think you answered a question into about a book in that podcast, and it was Alcaran, Bring Out the Magic in Your Mind, which you spoke about, and a few people have bought that book since. So yeah, it's still going. It'll get shared on our social medias and things.
So when I first asked you to do it, you were a novice.
Still am.
Well, no, you've been on loads. I was the first. I was your first, Grant.
You told me podcast virginity.
So I was your first, but then you have been on quite a few. And of course, because I think on your Facebook volume, you've got like 35,000 followers. Would you mind, just for the sake of this, I'm assuming the world knows about you, but what is it you do?
Psychic medium. Clairvoyant.
If you'd have realised and looked ahead to
Talk
realise
to
it'd
spirits.
you'd be stuck in New York in a car park doing this podcast. you might not.
Just when we know you've made it.
Absolutely. So psychic medium. And what was really fascinating is that I listened to Louise Bates' podcast that you did with her, and you explained all the differences about clairvoyancy and mediumship and tarot card reading. And until you'd done that, I didn't know the difference.
Yeah, so it's a bit, I always say, describe it a bit like horses for courses, because people have different reasons for going for readings, and sometimes some people that don't know just could see a medium because they want some life guidance, when in reality they might be better off going to see a tarot card reader, because you can bring more stuff through in a tarot card reading what is probably beneficial for that person that they're at in that moment in time in their life, as opposed to me bringing evidence of spirit forward.
So when we did our podcast, when we did our original reading, it was a gift of Nicky Pattinson. We were on Zoom, and I thought, how's this going to work? And then you came on, you said, well, I do a bit of tarot, but actually I'm a medium. Are you comfortable with that? And I said, yeah. And then pretty much straight away you got me dad. And then you told me that my dad thought I wasn't taking enough risks. I got homework from the other side. I got told, you're not taking enough risks, you're not putting yourself out there. And then, you may not remember this, but you told me I'd be global by the end of the year, and I just burst out laughing. Anyway, a couple of months later, I did my first podcast. By the end of the year, we're in 74 countries.
Wow.
And today we sound at 123 countries. Wow. It's getting harder to get the countries, Grant.
Yeah, wow.
And you made that prediction, and that was through mediumship, getting me dad to G me on to just be a bit more audacious.
Encourage you to do it. Wow.
Now, just something I want to explore with you, because we had a load of problems selling our house. John went to the lawyer, the estate agent, and the financial person, because it was a pickle.
Yeah.
I went to see a medium, and I got my dad through, and we was given very clear advice that we'd been emotionally blackmailed, we'd been lied to, and worse would be coming. That was a voice in my head. We were told, don't lay down any negative karmic pathway, stay honourable, don't get into bold and games. And I came back with that to John. Now he looked at me, gone out. Do you know that when you hear something that helps you, wherever that message comes from, be it this realm, Atticus Finch in a book, something you read off the telly, a quote you got, a quote of the day, but it's a voice that you can use, it becomes useful.
Yeah.
And that's where I see your skill set as being powerful. It gives people maybe that little bit of encouragement or reassurance.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just a case of people wanting to know they're on the right pathway, they're doing the right thing. And in your case, sometimes it's to get a little push as well to put you in a certain direction at that time. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I knew what you were saying was right. I just didn't have a sense of if I was to take a step forward, what was my how. I think I was aware that I needed to
Yeah,
kick in. It
and
was the how.
I think sometimes in life, just to mention like a big thing for people, if a person has that encourager in
Mm.
life, that's passed away, that would have normally been a person that's giving you a kick up backside, going, do it, do it, do it, and they've gone, but be able to communicate with that individual for them to bring that message forward, and they do exactly that.
Mm.
It's almost like reaffirming it as well, the warrior, isn't it, for you
Yes.
and for people?
Now, once upon a time, when I had my reading, which is getting up for 3 years ago, the podcast is over 3 years old. You did one-to-ones. Now you can't have a one-to-one because you do big platform readings, don't you?
Yeah, events now.
Celebrity in the campervan. And I'm so pleased I got under the radar. Oh, I am, Grant. And I've somehow managed to convince you and tempt you down. I've had you doing talks now. We're in a heat wave here. I don't know why it is, Grant, that you keep succumbing to my charms. But if you were to leave somebody with maybe an insight or something that where they're sitting on the fence because they're just a bit frightened, to nudge them over to seeking out the services of somebody like yourself, what would you say?
Nothing to be afraid of. Any true medium would never do anything or bring anything forward to harm or to scare an individual. And always keep in mind, if your loved ones wouldn't have hurt you or done anything to harm you when they were alive, just because they've passed over to spirit, that don't mean that they would do either. So still that same person, still that same individual, but just a different entity, just a different energy.
It just haunts you every day. Anyway, Grant, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me again.